We got some rather unfortunate news regarding like the tennis world and everything like that. This is some unfortunate news for me, Nate, because this right here is my favorite tennis player. Okay, my boy Rafael Nadal, will not be competing at Wimbledon. But it gets worse. It gets worse for all of us Nadal fans. He is not competing at the Olympics neither. Damn, that hurts, man. That hurts. But you know what? I gotta respect the decision. Okay. The reason why he said he is listening to his body, or quote, listen to my body, in order to prolong his career and continue to do what makes him happy. And I completely respect that. You know, like we say, longevity is the biggest key that you can have in sports. You know, playing for a very long time. And he has a couple of tweets here that he explained everything. He said, and I quote in these tweets: "Hi all, I have decided not to participate at this year's championships at Wimbledon and the Olympic Games in Tokyo. It's never an easy decision to take, but after listening to my body and discussing with my team, I understand that this is the right decision. The goal is to prolong my career and continue to do what makes me happy. That is to compete at the highest level and keep fighting for those professional and personal goals at the maximum level of competition." I think he forgot the T in the, but again, he talked and he also talked a little bit about how the French Open and Wimbledon, they're kind of very short. There's like a very short timeline. Again, it's like 2 weeks like in between. So he said like he wanted to take more time to again get his body back, you know, and he said that he said 2 weeks probably wouldn't have really gave me a lot of time to recuperate. Now, a little bit of like information on like a little bit on the past. So he's basically I know it's in here in this article somewhere. So he missed Wimbledon in 2009 and 2016. And so this is the third time since 2005 that he has not played at the All England Club. And again, it is really unfortunate, you know. He has 20 Grand Slam championships. You know, I really wanted again, I was really looking forward to him getting like a 21 and just topping Federer. But again, you know, I gotta respect the decision though, in all seriousness, because again, longevity is key, and he is my favorite player of all time, and I don't think it's worth risking him for. I don't think it's worth him like risking it to win one championship, one Grand Slam or whatever the case might be, and shortening his career. You know, we want to see Nadal do this for a very long time. So I'll start off with this first, but before I do, the source for this article is ESPN News Services. So first of all, Nadal, I'm gonna miss you in Wimbledon. I'm gonna miss you in the Olympics. Okay, that is my guy right there, Nate. Like that is one of my favorite athletes of all time. Okay, like I got a lot. Like I got again Michael Jordan. There's Roy Jones Jr. I love him as a boxer. There's so many. Usain Bolt. I'm a big fan of, but Rafael Nadal, Nate, is one of my favorite athletes of all time. I just love like the passion that he has. Like he has like a passion for tennis that I've never seen before. Like I see him get excited. I see him do that nice little like fist pump in the air. I see him get all hyped, and I love it. You know, like I just love him as a tennis player. I think he's so entertaining. So the fact that he's not going to be in Wimbledon nor the Olympics again, that as a fan, I'm kind of upset about that. But I do respect the decision because I want to see Rafael Nadal as a fan for a long time, not for one time. You know, he could go to Wimbledon, win the Grand Slam, and feel even worse, and then cut his whole career short. I don't want to see that. I want to see Rafael Nadal compete for a very long time. And you look at Roger Federer too. That's a perfect example. Roger Federer is about to hit 40 years old. So when you really look at it, you think about how long Federer has been playing. I want Nadal to play as long as Federer did. Whenever Federer's career might be all said and done, and we've seen the problems that Federer has had. That's why he ended up withdrawing from the French Open. But Nadal played in the French Open. And he had a long, very great, remind you, match with Novak Djokovic. And I'd like to think that took a toll on him. But I do completely respect the decision from Rafael Nadal because, again, he's going to go down as one of the greatest tennis players to ever live. There's no doubt about that. And I want to see this. I want to see his career go longer than what it is. So not only can he be known as one of the greatest, but someday be known as the greatest tennis player to ever live. Period. That's the whole goal I want for Rafael Nadal right there. And I bet that's the goal he's looking for himself too, to be the greatest of all time, to win as many championships as he can. It's as simple as that. It is going to be again. I'm gonna miss Rafael Nadal in Wimbledon and especially the Olympics. That one's gonna sting, but if it means seeing Rafael Nadal play for a long time and again prolonging his career, I got no problem with that. So with that being said, to Rafael Nadal, I wish him the best of luck. I hope that this break that he's going to be taking, I hope that he gets his body 100% recuperated. I hope that he can end up becoming 100% for whatever next tournament he decides to play in.
Yeah, absolutely. Best of luck to Rafael Nadal moving forward. Yeah, Mar, sometimes your body, sometimes, like I said, there's a difference between what you say and what your body says. And I've said this many times, if your mind tells you one thing, but your body tells you the other, who you're gonna listen to.
Right. Oh,
Or I should say, who should you listen to? I should say it like that. But because there are some players and some athletes that are hurt and just continue to play anyway because screw it, I got nothing left to lose kind of
right.
mentality. But
Everybody's different, and you know
yeah,
what? Only you yourself knows what your body can take.
yeah, right. And that's the thing is like sometimes like a lot of people pressure people to keep moving forward despite the pain, but sometimes sometimes you just gotta know when to take the knee. That's sometimes you just have to learn because the sky's the limit. We're all told that. When it comes to our body, there are so many limits to our bodies that we don't even know of. And then as we get older, we start to experience that, and then we're really like, oh damn, now I gotta stop, sit down and relax because I'm getting older. I can't do this, man. But yeah, that's just how it is, especially as athletes. Athletes' physical strength regresses faster than a regular human does. Because of what we do for so many years. All the injuries that we suffer. And especially in tennis. Like you say, it's a very patient sport and it's very physical too. It may not look it, but it's definitely very physical. You're running around, you're swinging a tennis racket all day. You're in the sun most of the time. So it's
Right, and it
definitely a
goes
very
on,
physical sport.
and that sport will go on as long as it needs to go
Exactly.
on.
It's
Exactly.
just like
Like I remember it was like a U.S. Open, I think a few years ago, and Nadal had a 5 hour match. Can you
yeah,
imagine doing that for 5 hours? Like I couldn't imagine.
I couldn't imagine either. Tennis reminds me of baseball because there's no timer. There's no
Right.
timer in the sport. It just goes on until someone wins. That's just how it works. And me personally, I love that. I kind of love the no time limit because it just goes to show you like how long it can go on until someone finally breaks the barrier. But I do understand why some people believe there should be like a timer, but that's them. Me personally, I just love seeing no timers because it's like screw it. Like you're gonna watch these guys play for as long as they do. But regardless, again, going back to physical health, when it comes to athletes, it's smart to listen to your body because again, longevity is key. And if you don't have that longevity, then you just fall down, and that's the end of that. But I do respect Rafael Nadal's decision, and and that's just that. You gotta listen to your body. When your body tells you to do one thing, but your mind tells you to do the other, you should definitely listen to your body. That's just how it works. So with that being said, best of luck to Rafael Nadal in the future. He won't be at Wimbledon or the Olympic Games, so best of luck to him, and we'll see what happens in those two events.